exactly according to script, 51-50. Now they're going to try to move on to Jeff Sessions. So this would be 2 big wins for President Trump today. But in the meantime, talking about big wins, this is one of the biggest of all time out of 51 Super Bowls. The fact that for the first time, that still kind of blows my mind, for the first time in 51 years, it actually went to OT. And here they come. Here come the world champion, the New England Patriots. This parade has actually been going on for quite a while. Talk about a parade where it's like if you blink and you miss the one float or the one marching band at a parade somewhere and then it's over.
Right.
I mean, this is it. Here comes the team and there goes the team. They're working their way through the crowd very slowly. They're in Boston as the crowd literally just throngs toward them, surrounded, of course, by police officers. And what a joyful day in the city of Boston, and really in all New England. You know, it's interesting. Teams sometimes make a conscious choice to name themselves after a state or a region rather than a city. And
for more fan support, I think.
Yeah, I think it works.
Right, because all of New England can have that Patriots pride versus just the Boston Patriots.
Sure.
You know, people like Connecticut, New Hampshire.
Sure. Now, the funny thing is, the Phoenix Suns have always been the Phoenix Suns, and I live in Mesa. And
you're still a fan.
I'm still a fan. They don't need to call them the Arizona Suns. But, you know, when the Cardinals first came here, SK, little known fact, they were originally the Phoenix Cardinals.
Oh.
They were not the Arizona Cardinals.
Interesting.
And they made that move to try to reach out to the entire state. Not that they have any problem selling season tickets. It's one of the hottest tickets in town, that's for sure. But in New England, I mean, you're encompassing 6 states, right? You got Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Massachusetts, Rhode Island,
Connecticut. Yeah.
And the whole region loves them.
Look at that parade.
Now, I thought I'd read somewhere that Tom Brady was going to be in that first vehicle, but I don't. Is that him?
I don't see him.
I don't either.
I do see some trophies.
Is that Robert Kraft there to the left?
I think so.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. He's like, touch it, but don't pull it away from me. Ha ha ha.
All right, Ron, so my question for you.
Yeah.
Your favorite moment of Sunday night's game?
Oh.
What was the defining moment?
It had to be Edelman's catch of Tom Brady's pass. You know, where he literally grabbed it by his fingertips. And that was such a crucial play. And it's probably not going to go down as the greatest play in Super Bowl history. That, I think most people would agree, was actually played right here in the Valley when the Patriots lost to the New York Giants and David Tyree caught it on the side of his helmet. That was so incredible. But this one was right up there.
Do you ever miss a Super Bowl? You're a big football fan, Ron.
Have I ever missed a Super Bowl? I'm sure when I was a kid I probably did.
In recent years.
In recent years, no. You know, and what's interesting is I am not a huge fan of all the falderall around the game. Sometimes I think there's almost like too much chitter-chatter about the halftime show, or who's going to be doing this, who's going to be doing that. But I liked Lady Gaga's. I really did. I thought she did phenomenally. And, you know, but the focus needs to be on the game. I thought the commercials were sort of subpar this year. But, anyway.
Look at that crowd.
Look at that.
Wow.
They are all dancing up a storm.
I'm going to turn up the audio just so we can hear it for a second. Let's see if we can hear the crowd. So much cheering there in Boston. So many fans braving the cold, braving the snow. They don't care. They just want a glimpse. They
Yep.
just want a glimpse at their favorite football team.
Yeah, they're probably working up a good sweat underneath those parkas, dancing around like that. Pretty cool images. Trying to see who's in the front of that one.
Wow, look at all the players having fun, dancing on the float. It's just one big party in Boston, Ron.
It really is. And boy, they deserve it. I think a lot of people thought we never would have another dynasty, if you really want to call it that, after the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's not forget, they won 4. And then eventually, under Terry Bradshaw, just in that 70s time frame. Then they did go on to win the Super Bowl a few years ago with the bus, Jerome Bettis.
Oh, look at all the confetti.
That's a great shot.
How much do you think it costs to clean up after a parade?
You know, I'm going to say about $38,560.
How precise, Ron.
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but oh, it's so cool. So cool here in the middle of a bleak February day, a Tuesday, a random Tuesday in New England, that the whole city can come together like this. Mm-hmm. Kids get out of school. I mean, Tom Brady declared it a citywide holiday. I love that he did that.
And here's a photo I can show our viewers in just a second. Courtesy of our Fox station in Boston. It's a picture of Tom Brady holding up the Lombardi Trophy at the Patriots Victory Parade.
Nice.
Let's go ahead and show our viewers that really quickly. Here's that photo for you.
Nice.
So Brady's there. And there he is. There he is right now.
Oh, sure.
Isn't that great? Just caught a football.
Wow. Yeah, so he took the heavy coat off. That first layer's come off.
But that's it. We've spotted Tom Brady. Look at that, Ron. The number of people that have gathered in Boston.
Estimates going into the day were up to 1 million. The thing is, the parade route itself, I think, goes about an hour long traveling, whatever they are, 2 or 3 or 4 miles an hour. So this is one street corner right there at the Park Street Church, corner of the world famous Boston Patriots.
And all the duck boats?
Yep. So that's we don't have them here.
No, you guys had them in Seattle, though.
Yes, they're very popular in Seattle, popular in Boston, popular any place that
Has water?
you want to take a tour that's half on the ground and half on the water.
Yeah, I mean, duck boats don't, I guess, make much sense here in Arizona.
Yeah. I guess they wouldn't have them in LA. I don't even think I've seen him in San Francisco, now that I think about it.
Hey! Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking, no hot box.
Had to cancel a pep rally, right? Because no one showed up.
Falcons didn't have enough people. Now, give them credit. On game day, they showed up too, and they got loud for a while. But of course, Pats fans had the last laugh in the end, and they were very loud. And Falcons fans were nowhere to be found after the game. They're kind of walking around, if you saw them, a bit like zombies.
I'm sure.
What just happened?
They were stunned.
Like we were kind of through the first,
first half
part of the game there, and then things got a lot better, a whole lot better.
Some family members of the players.
As we said, takes a village. A lot of support there. And all ages represented on these boats as well. A lot of kids, I'm sure their first time on a duck boat. You just want to drink it in. You want to listen to it, you want to watch it, you want to absorb it sometimes.
Yeah, we want to let this breathe a little bit and just let our viewers at home experience this with us.
These little ones haven't stopped waving since they left.
No, the arms will be hurting tomorrow, right?
We got a big party truck coming right after this. Another blast of confetti.
And I believe up next is going to be the receivers.
Yeah, it's going to be Amendola. It's going to be Edelman, Chris Hogan. And how about Chris Hogan as an addition to this team this year? What a compliment to Julian Edelman, taking some of the heat off of him. And Danny Amendola fought back from injury, had some key receptions, scored that touchdown in the Super Bowl. A big lift getting him back in time for the playoffs and getting him in there for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Hogan had the best game of his career at the AFC Championship game. What a game that was for him, and what a year it's been for his family. His fiance is pregnant. They are expecting twins. And I read earlier in the week that on the days that he was off, he would drive to New York where she's in medical residency just to check on her. And I just thought that was so sweet. And he said family comes first, football comes second. And what a neat guy he is.
Chris Hogan, too. He came from Buffalo. And not a lot of winning going on up there, but he came to New England and he found the Holy Grail. Well, we got some linebackers here. Rob Ninkovich is on. Jay McClellan. Dante Hightower.
The crowd is singing, they're dancing.
It's a good old party in Boston. Boston style. Well, they plussed it up over the years. You got the duck boats. We've had that, but they're putting on a little more music in behind it.
A little more confetti.
The crowd electrified. There's Jermaine Wiggins right there. Wiggy, of course, of Snow Bowl fame. How on earth he made that many catches in the Snow Bowl back in 2001, no one will ever understand. Jermaine Wiggins, Patriots tight end of the past. very much the present as the team brings a lot of the alumni back. They're very involved. Tom Karen touched on that earlier. It's great to see because you see it with all the teams when they win. You remember those who played before you, who set the standard before you. May not have been as successful as you, but as much a part of the Patriot tradition, the Patriot family, they helped build that.
They helped build the franchise.
So now we have what's called a little bit of a lull, and we're still waiting on those receivers. But I think they're coming because I think I can spot Edelman's beard from 150 yards on a good day.
Do you hear the crowd chanting, "We want 6, we want 6"? Yes, we do.
Oh, I heard 5 more early on. I mean, folks, let's be realistic here. I'm with you. I think that's great. And quite honestly, probably a possibility, but I'm not going to put the pressure on it. There you see the route. And here in Government Center and City Hall Plaza, it's all packed. Packed back to the Tees Hop, headed down towards the plaza area. People are trying to get a glimpse. People are going on people's shoulders. The phones are on every time something comes by.
Yes.
You know, it was interesting. I read a tweet by Peter Abraham of the Boston Globe who said, "I feel so good for all those 3-year-olds who finally have a championship to celebrate. They've waited so long."
It becomes tradition, right?
I'll tell you.
And you think many NFL fans across the country
They just want one.
They just want one. They've never experienced this.
Yeah. All right, so we've got another flatbed coming up. And then you know what that means. Flatbeds are filled with football players. And then a series of duck boats. So they're rounding the corner, headed for home here. As we are coming to you live from City Hall Plaza. Right here on Fox 25.
And again, this is the end of the route. So these are the most patient Patriot fans right here because they showed up hours and hours ago.
And listen to that as it comes towards us.
And this is the moment they've been waiting for. He has been so animated along this parade route, having so much fun out there.
Julian Edelman, and last year he had a shirt on. This year he buttoned down.
I was hoping he was going to have the shirt off again this year.
Julian Edelman has been a fan favorite. They talk about a guy who was a quarterback in college, coming out of Kent State, little known, late round draft pick, comes into the Patriots. They switch him to receiver. He picks it up. Wes Welker, eventually his career ends with the Patriots, and because of Julian Edelman's emergence. And a possession receiver, a guy can get open quick over the middle and make things happen, but always churning out yard after yard, what they call yaks, yards after the catch. So important, critical for moving a series of plays down the field. He's able to pick up those first downs and keep the drive alive.
And he and Tom Brady have that unique relationship on and off the field. They are so close. Tom calls him one of his
Chris
best
Long
friends.
in the brown hat right there.
There he is.
We had him on our post-game show. Came from St. Louis, free agent. Said, I didn't care about the money. I cared about winning.
He just wanted to experience this. This is what he came for.
He said he could not have drawn it up any better. He said everything has worked out perfectly.
He has a huge smile on his face. So great to see him.
Of course, his dad, the great Howie Long. Imagine that. They have to have 2 separate safes in their house. Or maybe they put them together.
And what do they feed them growing
like father,
up?
like son.
Right? But
more duck boats rolling along, more family members.
You almost feel like it's the beginning of the parade, even though it's the end, because they are just as excited as they were when we saw them when this thing first kicked off. Parents holding up their children, putting them on their shoulders so that they can get a glimpse of their
favorite. Look at this little one. Look at a tiny little baby. I mean, he can't be more than what?
Oh, he's got to be
less than a year. Oh, right here.
Oh, yeah. A year and a half, maybe.
2.5 feet tall. I don't know. That'd be even extreme. The duck boats continue to roll through City Hall Plaza. Patriots rolling rally, 2017 style. Scott Zolak coming into the picture right here. Zoe, a former quarterback with the Patriots.
I'm curious, how does this compare to 2015 when you were out in that parade?
Well, obviously, weather-wise, we had our mix of snow today, but on the ground in 2015 was where it was at that point. It had been second blizzard of 3 that were coming. They sandwiched it in. They had to make the route a little bit shorter. They got some of the snow out of Dodge, moved it to other places in the city, and the rally, and it was much colder. But this will warm your heart seeing this right here.
Yeah, no complaints tonight.
Scott Zolak, of course, cheering him on, start to finish.
Yes.
This guy's got unlimited energy. And there's a Super Bowl ring being shown off as well. Now the Brady chance is starting up. He's long since passed, but
right.
He's always top of mind, right? Just an incredible day, and I know a lot of kids are out of school today, and teachers, go easy on them. Come on. I wonder how many teachers are actually here who banged out sick. What do you think?
History right here.
Do you think there were a lot of substitutes coming in today?
Oh, I'm sure. I know my boys did not want to go. They said, Mom, we don't want to go to preschool. We want to watch. We want to watch.
Your kids are preschool level. Wow. I'm impressed. Those are some football fans. And they're not going anywhere. Folks are hanging, waiting.
And now they're chanting, we want 6. We want 6.
As they pass by, the final duck boat passes by. And a series of buses will follow now as the players are going to go to the end of the route, which isn't far from here, just around the corner, get off those buses, and then be headed back to the off-season as far as being able to get some rest. A lot of them will probably do some endorsement deals, of course, which is part of the deal, you know.
And there's there's a chance we may hear from some of them.
You guys on? No, you're good.
All right. Yeah, we may hear from them. We're waiting to see. You know, it's always a tricky situation. Sometimes the players will hang and talk. Sometimes they'll just want to get going. A lot of these guys don't live in the area. Some do. Tom Brady, we know, does, obviously. But a lot of them want to get away. We talked with Rob Ninkovich, the linebacker for the Patriots, after the game the other night. He came on with us with Chris Long, and he had mentioned, you know, what's next for him is to heal up. But what he said, priority right now for me is my wife and I are going to Key West, and we're going to take a long vacation and just kind of debrief and relax
and be a family.
Yeah, and
because they do spend so much time away from their families, training and practicing. And
like I said, it's a good problem to have when you're the last team standing.
Right.
You know, yeah, you work the hard line all the way through and longer than most, and other guys have been on vacation for weeks now. But they'd all trade places with you in a second.
And we know Coach Belichick's already thinking about next season. He said yesterday he's 5-6 weeks behind, right?
Well, absolutely. I have a feeling he probably was doing something today to game plan for next season before he even got on the duck boats today.
I bet you're right.
But it has been another outstanding turnout by the Patriots, and really, more importantly today, this is about the fans. These people who came out in all kinds of weather. I mean, now it's raining very lightly, which is good, so they can move away and warm up and get something to eat and reminisce about the experience they just had, because they love to talk to one another. They've been chanting with one another, and it feels like family out here.
They have become family, and just what a special experience for all of us to be right in the middle of this, to be able to share this with our viewers at home who weren't able to come down here. It has just been an incredible day.
You know, you look over here in City Hall Plaza in the past, up there, right above that sign that was where, you know, Larry Bird came out and addressed the crowd with the Celtics. You didn't have rolling rallies. And so you stood right under there, and you looked up, and they came out.
Very far away. You didn't get an up-close glimpse.
Exactly. So the rolling rally, you know, in part is designed to make it more
intimate.
Of a situation where it's an intimate gathering between you. And there's Tom Brady right now, so they're still moving along downstream, as we say. But how much more intimate is that than staring up, looking up as if you're looking at the Pope in St. Peter's Square? You know what I mean?
It is incredible. And, you know, Tom Brady was throwing footballs back and forth earlier.
Yeah.
We saw that. It was just so fun.
And the trophies, you know, were spoiled rotten. I mean, you got 5. You can scatter them about.
Right.
I mean, the Crabs had 2 in a boat. You know, next time they might want to take one of those and drop it towards the end, you know. Give the guys in the back a little love. You can spread it around. It's okay. Just another day in Boston, post-football season. Never gets old.
The culmination of a fantastic season.
They were the cheerleaders. I was wondering where they were. A lot of local girls. And here they come. Something happened with their duck boat because they are far behind. They got to catch up.
The crowd is starting to disperse, but everyone, huge smiles on their faces. Just so excited that they witnessed history here with the 5th Super Bowl parade.
Okay, we understand the players are going to speak once they get off the duck boats. Well, we're hoping anyways. That's the hope.
Yeah, and fans are making their way over towards City Hall, hoping that they're gathering around there near City Hall, hoping that Tom Brady, maybe the Coach Belichick, will take the microphone and say a few things to fans.
The cheerleaders are going down the street here, and then the fans are just getting in behind them. They want to walk the route like everyone else with the duck boats as they drove by, and now they're taking selfies and just keeping the party alive down here. You're looking right now at the duck boats. They're starting to come off at the finish to today's rolling rally. Hopefully get some players here, and we'll see what happens.
And how perfect that the snow stopped, the rain stopped.
Because at about, 11:10, this didn't get started until about 11:35. So at about 11:10, 11:15, it was almost whiteout conditions.
Huge snowflakes.
So if you were here, you could see through it, but it was work. And then, as you said, things started to clear up. Precipitation really started to abate. And here we are.
And,
you can see for miles, and that's good because we had a lot coming at you.
All the fans were so patient. Everyone got along, even though they were packed in shoulder to shoulder. Just part of that family atmosphere that we've been talking about all morning long.
Well, it is part of it. And, that people are doing the smart thing and doing the right thing, and that's good. Boston police, of course, out in full force. And the mayor and everyone had talked about this prior, saying, it's like Barry Sanders of the Detroit Lions, who's famous for celebrating like you've been there before. And that's what they asked the fans to do, and they've obliged. As far as we know, things have gone very well. Little delay today, understandable. I mean, we were in traffic coming up 93.
Oh, the traffic was brutal this morning.
You'd think they have a police escort, though, that they could get through. But when you have gridlock, you have gridlock.
Right.
It's going to take time. So the bottom line is they got here in time for a parade where everyone was on, pins and needles waiting for it around that corner, wanting to celebrate, wanting to jump right in.
Aki, you have covered sports for many, many years. How would you rate what happened on Sunday and what you witnessed?
Well, I'll tell you, there's so many. It's almost, I don't want to put them all together and try to pick one because it's tough. I mean, Orr's goal in 70. I mean, that was incredible. Flying through the air the way it all happened. Vinatieri, the Red Sox winning. Carlton Fisk's home run in 75. There's so many great moments. But with the Patriots, I'm just, again, I go back to what Butch and I were talking about. To have 3 incredible endings like you have with a Vinatieri kick to win it all in the first one, and then you have Butler's interception at the goal line, and now what we saw, the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history the other night. Tough to pick one. So let's just enjoy them all, right?
And, Julian Edelman, one of the things that he said that was very poignant, I thought, was that the game was like a microcosm of their season. They had to come back from behind. They had all these setbacks that they had to overcome, and they had to keep using that mental toughness, keep believing that they could do it. And I just thought that was so well said, just such a great description of the season and of the year.
Yeah, it was indeed. And I think, a lot of the offense, and rightly so, the offense gets a lot of the credit. But if you look at the defense on this team, I don't think anybody picked them to be as good as they were. And it was something we talked about in the postgame with some of those players. The fact that you start off with your quarterback, arguably the best in the game, right? For a lot of people, he is the best in the game, clearly here in New England. But he's suspended for 4 games. So now the pressure's on that offense. You've got young quarterbacks who have to step in. So the defense says, hey, listen, we can't, give up points. We can't. We don't know what the offense holds. But they get through it. They do a good job. And then they get challenged again midseason when their best player gets dealt to the Cleveland Browns. So you have that to deal with. They overcome it. They overcome it because they pull together. So they're overcoming adversity. They're doing the job. And they get the job done.
And they are Super Bowl champions. We are going to take a quick break, but stay with us. Our coverage of the Patriots parade continues here on Fox 25.
ChampsOnly.com presents the must-have book on the Patriots football dynasty. Champs, the New England.
All right, everybody, you are watching live right now the Patriots Victory Parade. Will we be seeing Tom Brady? Will he be speaking? Will Coach Bill Belichick be speaking? We'll find out in just a little bit. You're watching live right now on the Fox 10 and News Now stream. Super Bowl 51 champions. They were only down 25 points. They came back and won it.
Up top right here
at City Hall Plaza.
Yes, and if that's the case, as they get off the duck boats and make their way up there, we're hoping they might give a shout out to the fans down below.
A lot of fans sticking around, hoping that they will hear from their favorite players. And just what an incredible parade it was. I mean, the confetti flying, we saw the owners, we saw the players, that intimate, up-close moment that many fans have never had before.
Right,
I mean, it was
fantastic.
incredible.
It really is. It never gets old, as we say. And, you know, for a lot of the fans here, it's their first time. Some kids who've skipped school wanted to come out, wanted to see this. Parents said, okay. And they made it here, and they made a memory that they're going to keep forever. And, you know, it's something that here in New England we've had several of. But I'm always impressed by the fans who come early and stay late and want to be a part of this and don't want to let go, don't want the season to end. But, you know, this is something that they are talking about as they leave. And somebody you stood next to who is a total stranger becomes your friend, the fellow fan.
And I was just so impressed by how kind everybody was. I mean, you know, it was cold, it was early, they were packed in so close to each other, but everyone got along great, and as you said, they made some friends along the way.
They did. You know, it's interesting, up here on the deck here, Vanessa, in the past we've had Patriots owner Bob Kraft challenged to dance with the trophy, which he did. Tom Brady to dance, which he did. Some of the more epic moments of the Patriot rallies of the past have taken place on that stage right up there.
And Boston police are there doing a little crowd control up front. Kind of makes you think that the players might speak.
Yeah, we're thinking so. I mean, they're really starting to assemble out there. Probably going inside a bit, I would imagine, to warm up, and then they'll come out en masse after that. And certainly if they do, we're going to bring it too.
Brock, it was just an electric morning. I mean, just so much energy out here from all the fans.
And there you can see they're starting to make their presence felt out there. Cheering them on. Let's listen in for a second.
Hey, one thing I know about Pat Nation, y'all one vessel. One vessel. We all together. We all together.
That is Malcolm Butler with a microphone. So yes, here we go. Devin McCoy chiming in as well. Defensive backs.
You know, it's funny. Some of the guys will just grab the mic and yell and scream.
What up, Pass Nation? It's Eric Rowe right here, and we got 5 rings, boy. Yeah.
Eric Rowe with 5 rings for the organization, as he said. And they're going to stop by a hot mic. They're making a hot time here in Boston.
Yeah, I was saying earlier, this is pretty just a free-flowing, you know, unscripted. If they feel the urge to take the mic, they're stepping up and doing so and talking to Patriots Nation.
You never think that's going to happen.
And the fans are going nuts.
And they're calling it sounds like Brady.
And he's getting the crowd on fire.
They're getting the crowd fired up for Brady, we hope.
Well, it sounds like the crowd's singing somewhere maybe up on stage that we don't see quite at the moment. But these guys know where to go. They know it's a chance to deliver a message, deliver thanks.
You know, it's funny, they know the game plan by now. The minute the last touchdown came.
You know, you were there for the media night in Houston. And the players said over and over how much they appreciated the fans.
There's Jimmy Garoppolo. He was taking it all in with his phone right there. and he was able to take a look, but he looks like he's going to pause on talking.
He's on his phone.
Oh, they're trying to get him. Let's see.
Because he's got a huge career ahead of him.
Will Jimmy G be back here next year? That's the big question.
That is. Just think the pressure he was under, and he really stepped up when the Pats
certainly did a great job and really increased his market value for not only himself but for the Patriots as well if they wanted to make a deal. Oh, Malcolm Butler back on the mic.
All right, there's Logan Ryan. Let's listen to what he's got to say.
Hey, 2 years ago, the Butler did it. But this year,
Logan Ryan at the mic now.
Down 28-3, we all did it. Patriot Nation did it. Turn up. Come here. Come here. I got another friend with me, Nate Ebner. First time Olympian and NFL champion in the same year. Only one person on the planet ever did it. That's Nate Ebner. Shout out USA, 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 USA.
Olympian, Super Bowl champion.
USA, USA. Love y'all. And I'm out.
Of course, Nate Ebner had a concussion, so suffered that in the AFC Championship game, unable to play in the Super Bowl. Was dressed, was there. What a year for him, huh?
You know, I love hearing him say down 25 points.
Okay, all right, okay.
Dancing.
Well, it looked as if we were going to hear more from Malcolm Butler.
And you got to think they're going on adrenaline by now. I mean, they had the late game, then they partied late into the night and celebrated, then they took the plane back home. And, you know, they were up early for the parade.
Yeah, it's been an exhaustive schedule. Of course, you know, they had the demands of family coming in and then being sequestered and then playing the game of their lives. And coming off the victory, of course, they're sky high. And the next day, they've been up all night. They had a great party out there in Houston after the game. And not far from where the actual event took place itself, the football game was right about, I'd say maybe 500 yards in terms of outside the parking lot and leaving, right near the Astrodome as well. So they partied long into the night. Probably slept a little bit on the plane coming back yesterday. Then they had the reception you guys covered here on Fox 25 when they landed, went out to Foxborough. Let's listen into some more.
Let's go, baby.
Let's see, you talk about surprise players.
Well,
Let's go!
I'm not going to talk. All right. Nope.
One more time. Let's go! Man, y'all family, like, for real, though. Like, this a family right here, man. Look at this. Y'all family, man. We a family. We family. Hey, we need every free agent to sign back. Yeah. Let's do it again. Hey, number 5 looks good, but how about number 6? Let's go get number 6. Yeah!
Dan McCourty cheering the crowd on, saying 5's fine, but how about getting number 6?
Let's go for 6.
Nope, 1 for the second hand.
Check it out.
It's interesting to see Malcolm Butler as well, who's up there earlier and still doesn't want to leave the stage, as you can see right here. When you think back, his heroics in the last Super Bowl at the goal line with the interception against Seattle, and a guy who was little known, and a guy who was actually working at Pizza Hut at one point, and then got back into football and was able to make it not only to the NFL, but into the NFL's biggest game on the NFL's best team.
On the biggest
come up with the
stage.
biggest play on the biggest stage.
And then Tom Brady
And he's clearly comfortable with the stage now.
He loves it. And Tom Brady ended up giving him the truck, right?
That's right. And James White, who I did not see today, he was down in Disney. Tom Brady said yesterday at his press conference, he said, I got the MVP award, but really James White deserves this award.
And so I think he's going to give him the truck as well, right?
I would think so.
I think I had read that. It just goes to show how classy Tom Brady is. He's just such a genuine guy. He rose above Deflategate. Never, even this entire week of Super Bowl week, did he say anything negative about Roger Goodell. Every time that he was asked by the media, he deflected and said, I'm focused on winning. I'm focused on winning the game. I'm focused on the future. And I don't think every professional athlete would have carried himself that way and handled the situation the way he did. He handled it with a lot of grace.
He certainly did. And somewhat in today's day and age and social media, and sometimes players have a platform, they want to make a speech, they want to make a point. He chose not to. He was pretty old school in that effect, that he said, what the bottom line is, I'm going to do my job, do what I do best, let my actions speak for themselves. And in the end, he came out victorious, and it was humble pie for Roger Goodell in the NFL.
Amen.
When they had to present that trophy, not only the Lombardi trophy, but yesterday, Goodell handed that silver football for the MVP award to him.
Chanting for Brady. Jimmy Garoppolo taking the mic.
Let's take a listen.
Calling out Brady.
Oh, he's looking to get the Brady. Now that's wonderful. Jimmy Garoppolo firing the crowd up to get.
Will we get Tom Brady out here? If it happens.
This place is going to go nuts.
This place is going to go nuts, and the top's going to pop off. This is pretty informal, what we're seeing here, clearly. Not orchestrated or scripted at all. Who knows? Who knows who's going to appear? There's a black curtain, and everybody come in front one at a time. Understand Marty Walsh. So the mayor is up there, and Governor Baker, we hear, is up there now as well. There's Marty Walsh.
There he is.
So now you got a little formality to this thing. Now you got to understand that something's going to happen.
Mayor Walsh told us earlier in the week that he declined to take a bet with the mayor of Atlanta. He said when he's done that in the past, his teams have not won. So he said,
all right, let's listen in.
Let's listen to the mayor.
Not one, not two, not three, not four. This is number 5. How y'all feel about number 5?
Are we ready, Boston? Are we ready? Number 5, history here in Boston. We have a couple special guests here today, and I'm going to bring the first one up to the microphone. The governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Governor Baker. Good afternoon, everybody. Very simple. In honor of the 5th World Championship by these New England Patriots, we declare today, February 7th, New England Patriots Day in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts! Are we ready to party here in Boston? Do we have the best football team on the planet? We have the best coach on the planet, the best offense on the planet, the best defense on the planet, and the best owner on the planet. Let's hear it from Robert Kraft!
Malcolm, you hold this. You know, this is number 5. And I want to tell you, there's been a lot of talk
over the last couple of weeks about GOATs. And you all know we have the GOAT when it comes to player in Tom Brady. We have the GOATs when it comes to coaches in Bill Belichick. But I want all of you to know that my family and our organization feel we have the GOAT of fans on the planet. And you prove that and Dante Hightower made that stick. You all were so loud. Our defense was our 12th player. But there's two fans I'd like to thank today. One is the mayor of the city of Boston who arranged all this. And he was a fan before we bought the team. He had season tickets. And then Commissioner Evans for allowing us to have this parade. How do you feel about having one more parade? Well, I'm going to call upon the man. There's no Billy Goat here. It's only Bill the Goat. Bill Belichick, the greatest coach of all time. Oh, they told me
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for coming out today. This is tremendous. Let me tell you, these players, they worked harder than any team I've ever coached. They came to work every day, and there were no days off. 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 Go Pats!
Hey, how lucky are we to have this guy? When he says no days off, he's in there 24/7, 365. To this guy, what'd you say, Dad?
I just passed that on. That's 51.
There he is. In addition, since 2000, we've been so fortunate because we've won 5 Super Bowls. Think about it, 5. And the quarterback of each of those teams was Tom Brady. Tommy, get Brady, Tommy. Tom Brady. One more. I told you we're going to bring this sucker home, and we brought it home. Thank you, guys. We do it for you. We do it for us. Let's go! Let's go! This has been a great team, and we got most of the guys standing up here today. We're going to enjoy this one. These aren't easy to do, but this team gave everything it had, and it took, damn, that game was hard. That game was real hard. But you know what? We're going to remember this one for the rest of our lives. And we know you guys will too. So thank you for your support. We got your back. We know that you got our back. And that's number 5. Hell yeah, that's number 5.
Hey, where are all these trophies at? Put these trophies out. How many out here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah! Yeah! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah! Yeah! We want 6. 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 Yeah! Come on down, Big Small. Take that right there, Big Small.
What's up, Boston?
You want to know something? When we get 6, your boy right here is going to be part of 6, baby. Let's go. Woo! This team worked so hard to be right here where they're at. I love these guys so much, and I know I wasn't part of playing the game, but please, I love being part of this team, and this is just so amazing, and you guys are the best fans ever. Woo!
I mean, I really can't put it into words. We have the best fans in the nation. I couldn't have done it without my teammates. I appreciate Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, guys like Devin McCourty, Gronk, Tom. I couldn't do it without them, man. I wouldn't be without them. I think every one of them.
Hey, if you don't know, James White!
It's not about me, though. It's about all my teammates, man. I'll never take all the credit. I couldn't do it without them. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.
James White!
Hey, we got LeGarrette Blunt coming on the mic. LeGarrette Blunt. You're right, bro. You're right.
Hey, we couldn't have did this without my dog, James White. James White.
Yo, this is Dion. I just want to say, James White! Let's go, baby!
Who's getting crazy tonight?
Hey, say that.
Hey, Boston! Who's getting wild tonight? That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Hey, give him the 69.
Hey, shout out to Deron Harmon, too. Shout out to, hey, get right, dude. Hey, oh, man. Let's go, Pats. 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 Let's go, Pats.